Laura, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited. Kang Seungsik's first digital single is album. I believe the direct translation is good error, so you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe, isn't he from Victon? So I'm really excited to get into this. Let's go ahead and get started. Victon never fails with their vocals, so I'm excited for this. Pretty already. Ooh, I love the grayscale here. The swelling of the instruments here is so nice. Oh, vocals are so pretty. Whoa, I love that kind of view. Ooh, nice hits. Ooh, smart with the piano and the strings there. What a pretty shot. Oof. Oh, it's just the piano? I got literal goosebumps. Oh, that was so pretty. Oh, I like how it circled back to that beginning image, the mirror, and then ends with him turning the light off. Oh. Okay, so first off, Victon have some of my favorite vocals of all time, so I'm not surprised that this was so amazing as far as like vocals go. Not surprised at all because they're such a talented group. In fact, like, there are several Victon songs that whenever they come on to my playlist, you know, sometimes how you're not in a mood and you just skip. Yep, I never skip a Victon song. I'm like, yes, Victon. But I really thought that this was so clever and the way that it was done. First and foremost, I think this is a great testament to whoever decided what the MV was going to look like. This, my friends, take an example of what you do when you you don't necessarily have an amazing budget, but you want to make a good looking MV, is you go to places where it looks amazing. Like, they had so many shots in here of just beautiful scenes. And, you know, I just loved how he was placed within those scenes. There were several times where we had really like far above shots that we were just seeing this beautiful, incredible landscape. I think that's such a smart thing to do, especially when you're doing something that's a little on the slower side, a little more melodic, more closer to like I would consider this more ballady than it would be like an up-tempo ballad versus like a, you know, true pop song. That's what I feel like. This is a little more folky, a little more rock based versus like a pop song. And I think that it was just such a beautiful, expressive way to basically correspond the vocals to the naturistic sound parts. I especially loved, there were two places that I really loved. I really loved the trees where they had the wide shot and you saw the trees and it was just the road. That was beautiful. And then also in the beach scene where he was lighted, really beautiful. And I loved how we kind of did a full circle moment where we came back and we saw him in the mirror. I thought that was really smart. So something you could do to get away with having, you know, a lower budget. And I don't know how much this budget was, but I think that this is such a good way to think about doing MVs rather than just needing to have like a complex sort of MV with a lot of extras and a lot of sets and everything. Like, you just go out in nature and you have beautiful sets, right? I also really wanted to point out in this song how well the instrumental went with the vocals. So beautiful. I love the swells. I loved the decrescendos and the crescendos. I loved the pops on certain parts. The whole premise of this music video blew my mind. I absolutely adored it. The vocals, of course, were incredible. I don't even feel like I need to talk about those because I was just like living for them. And I had so many moments where I'm just like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Like I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is so amazing. This reminds me, I've talked a lot about musical theater on here, but this kind of reminds me of like, there's a couple of different styles of song that you like to see like in the first, I would say the first act, right? So you have the big kind of dramatic, going on a journey kind of thing during the song, or like, you know, towards the end of the first act, usually you have, if you think of, I think everyone, or most of you might know of like Wicked. They had the movie, right? So at the end of the first movie, right, there's Defying Gravity, and that's actually the end of the first act in the musical. And what this is it's a really big and dramatic, you know, way to kind of like end the first act so you can go to intermission and then be like, oh, yes, like what's going to happen next kind of thing. And I feel like there's that kind of, you know, first ending act. And there's also what I tend to call the hero's journey. Okay. Which Alphabet does do in that, but it's a little less dramatic. I feel like a good, what is the song? I think Act 1 ending. One of the ones I'm thinking is in Newsies. Yes. Newsies is like Seize the Day, like that's a big one. But before that, they have one, what is it? Santa Fe. This is what I'm more thinking of like for this particular song. I'm trying to figure out when this comes. Yes, it is in Act 1. So it's kind of like the hero journey song. It's like what they're feeling. All of their thoughts and actions are kind of wrapped into this. But it comes before that big kind of like indie piece that you need before you go to intermission. So I definitely feel like this is like the version of like Santa Fe. It's where the hero is going on this journey. They have a lot of inner thoughts. They have a lot of stuff that they want to talk about, and I feel like that this kind of fits that. And I just love that. I loved the sound of it. I am so amazed at this beautiful piece. So tell me what you guys thought. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And what else do you want to see from Seungsik? Like, come on, tell me. What else? I love this. I thought it was a really good first debut single. I can't wait to see what he does next. So tell me what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.